Here's some things that I learned over the last 4 months buying a farm and learning how to homestead. Now, we wasted no time and just went absolutely full force in the last 4 months. So here's a crash course if you're thinking about starting a homestead, some things to know ahead of time before you get started. First things first, expect things to die. It is absolutely heartbreaking how many things will die even if you do your best, even if you do everything that you possibly can, things will die. Nobody really warned me about that, and it's absolutely devastating, especially if you love your animals as much as I do. It's absolutely terrible. My very first day owning chicks, I didn't know what pasty wet was, so one of my chicks died literally in the first 24 hours. And then over time, you learn that some dogs are not compatible with any sort of bird. You learn about predators, how many predators, where they're at. You're gonna have to buy a lot of cameras because things are everywhere. And at least the cameras give you a better idea of what is it that's taking the chickens, where are you gonna find these things, how do you prevent it? The next thing, just know that nothing on YouTube or anywhere that looks easy is actually easy. Some of these people that are like, oh, build this coop, it's so simple. Maybe if you have a lot of experience with building things and you've got a lot of good construction under your belt. But if you're a regular schmegular Joe Schmo, no. Whatever you think it's gonna cost to do something, add about an extra 50% to that, and that's being generous. You're gonna wanna have a lot of supplies on hand. You don't wanna have to keep running to the store. One of my first lessons was just always have extra screws, zip ties, wood, feeding containers, hoses, containers, anything that you think you're like, oh, I'll just get enough. No, have extra, because the last thing you wanna do is have to take that 40-minute drive over to Home Depot in the middle of a project or in the middle of a crisis. And lastly, this might be controversial, but I will say the easiest way to do this is to do everything at one time. Now, why do I say that? Because so many animals, it's like an ecosystem. They need each other. So for example, you want to get goats, right? But you cannot just get one goat. You have to have more than one because they're herd animals. So then you have to look for goats born at the same time if you're going the baby route, or buy pre-existing goats from a bigger herd that people are downsizing. But then you have to introduce them and all that. But what protects your goats? If you don't have a livestock dog, how do you know that your livestock is going to be protected throughout the night? Right. And in order to have a livestock dog, you need to make sure that they're growing up with animals so that way they understand, hey, the chicks, don't eat those. The chickens, the ducks, the everything, the baby animals, the big animals, how do they respect them? You have to have the dog. So you do kind of want to do it all at one time. It is absolutely chaotic. It's a lot of work. But the best part about this is once you get everything established, it does start turning into a slow, little routine. It slows down a little bit. It's not as hard. You get smarter, get better. But I believe piecing this together at a different time would be much harder to do. And even though it's been so chaotic, I wouldn't have had it any other way. Right, Tater? I hope that helped you and gives you a little bit of an insight of what homesteading is really like.